but energy protected. I've been burning sage. Follow how you feel. Would you help?
Let's go.
Here we go. Yo, what you doing here in Plainview, man?
I live here now. And it was either Wolfpack or Dynasty for Club League, and I didn't want to play with you. So I chose Wolfpack.
Yeah, so you want the scouts to see you playing on the losing team and see a star on that, okay.
I'm going to get the scouts to notice me by shooting every chance I get. I mean, if I play with you, you'll be yelling at me to make that extra pass.
That's right, because I want to win.
Okay, that's all you think the scouts care about?
Yeah, the scouts care if you can win, bro.
Okay, then you really are stupid, bro. Let me give you some game, man.
Here we go. All right.
Scouts only care if you got the skills that translate to the next level. Stupid, MP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a high flyer. I'm not a rim protector. So if I want to lead this broke down town, I have to prove I can shoot.
That makes sense, bro. Because you're small.
Man, you ain't got to be Wimby to shoot out the gym. But since you care so much, I'm going to give you that L you've been asking for.
Yeah,
right?
I bet.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
Bet.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our presentation of Illinois Club League Basketball. I'm Joe Lamy, joined by Danny Hogger and Drake Hugo. Some of the future stars of the region look to hone in their skills as we have the Wolfpack hosting the Dynasty.
And to call this a rivalry might be underselling it. This is more of a feud than anything. These clubs really dislike each other.
And the Wolfpack would love to play spoiler in this one, looking to put an end to the Dynasty's 11-game win streak.
Yeah, Joe, and both of these teams have plenty of talent to get it done tonight. The Wolfpack are only 7-4 on the season, but this roster can play with the best of them and can pull out a win against just about anyone.
And how excited are you for this week? This is about as intense a game gets at the club level. These teams genuinely dislike each other.
And Patrick Wells outside, and it's Fisher with the rebound.
He fired with confidence from deep, just couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, but you love that shooter's attitude. Shoot it when you can.
So much easier to score in there. No need to show off the range that time.
And Drake, you talk about the rivalry between the Wolfpack and Dynasty. They've both had their moments.
They certainly have, and I would expect a very physical game here tonight. That's the bare minimum when these teams play.
Outside Jones. Here's the three. Does not find the mark, and he's now 2 for 3. And with the high school season now in the rearview mirror, for many of these players, they are solely focused on club play.
And winning on the club circuit is their only goal as of now. I'd expect that to mean the games are going to be a little bit more chippy because of that.
Boom! He jammed for. Pass over to Robinson. Now Wells. Floats one. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up. 2 shots coming.
Personal foul. First team foul.
No good at the free throw line.
Yeah, that's the problem with Patrick Wells. Sometimes he tries to do a little too much, plays too selfishly. But look, underneath it, it's a player who really does have a good understanding of the game.
And it's the Dynasty with the ball. Wells with the steal. 4 on 3 on the break. There's the 3. And it's Fisher with the rebound. And when Patrick Wells joined this team, he added some much-needed shooting that elevated this team to the next level.
Ding! Yeah, just like an elevator, Joe. Really dialing up the damage potential this team now has from deep.
Now Wells. Michael Stauffer on the wing. And once again off the mark by the Wolfpack. Now Jones. And he jams it down with authority.
It's the point, throwing it down now.
We don't see that often, if ever, at the high school level.
Such a special talent. I mean, putting on a show.
Now here's Stauffer. Shoots over Hopkins. Stauffer misses. The Dynasty leading. Jones in the post. Defended by Stauffer. And a nice shot by Fisher.
You look at this Wolfpack roster. A lot of players who will play college ball, but Patrick Wells could be the barometer.
And they are ecstatic to have him with the team. Add some much-needed shooting. They're hoping he can change the fate of their season.
I mean, look, Wells is not that tall. Stands 5'7", but he plays a lot bigger than he is, and he can score inside. He's just got so much belief in his ability.
Now here's Jones. 8 points for him. Nails it from beyond the arc.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but someone is going to get an earful from Coach for leaving him that wide open.
Here's Wells. And the shot counts. He's fouled. And it's a chance for the three. The Wolfpack trailing here. Cordova outside. And Dave Zadirico with the block.
And Zadirico loves when shooters try to challenge him because he embraces going after the blocks.
And with a showcase game like this in tonight's rosters, you can expect a lot of college scouts in the stands.
The importance of this game, setting the narrative of each player's potential. Opinions are forming about these players, and each minute could be another pro or con in each scout's report.
Now here's James. Kicks it to Johnson. Out to the wing. 5 on the clock. Carter. The Wolfpack again can't hit it.
That's a break for the D. He's not the guy to leave open out there on the perimeter.
Yeah, that's a breakdown, plain and simple. But they got away with it.
MP has been something else this first half. Well on his way to a huge game. Pokes loose. Jones with the steal. Throws it up high.
Okay. That was supposed to be an alley-oop, but...
Now here's Carter. And he's got 6 points for him.
Dynasty coach Duncan Carter has worked to impart a sense of focus in this ongoing rivalry. The rivalry of these teams is well documented, and he wants his club to continue their winning ways.
Yeah, Danny, he knows that the way the games have swung between these two sides is a dynamic rivalry. He would like the Dynasty to play at a heightened intensity for this one. Dillard, defended by Carter. Here's Jones. The three-pointer goes. And you love how MP has been able to put up the points with all the scouts watching. Each trip down is becoming more and more important.
Yeah, for sure. They need to string some successful offensive possessions together and play tough D.
For the Dynasty, Brett Hawkins. Substitution for the Wolfpack.
To the left wing.
No rhythm or flow in their offense right now.
While on the flip side, their opposition is on fire. Got to stop this run somehow. When I talked to Wolfpack shooting guard Deshaun Carter pregame, he had a tablet with some personal scouting notes, animated plays, and video highlights.
Yeah, Danny, I was looking at his tablet, and he even had a My NBA franchise with creative players to represent each team. That level of dedicated planning makes him a database of information on these teams.
Now here's Junior. 14 points, their largest lead of the game. For three. Rebounded by the Wolfpack. Their offense has stagnated.
It's been hard to watch. They need a bucket, and soon.
And the foul called on Junior. That's his first foul.
Substitution for the Dynasty, Ricky Davidson. Substitution.
Pass over to Robinson. Stauffer. Hawkins covering. And now Johnson. Shot clock at 6.
2 minutes.
couldn't get a shot off in time. That's a 35-second shot clock violation.
Substitution for the Wolfpack, Tariq James.
The size on the bench for both teams is formidable.
Oh, yeah, Danny, this team is stacked. I was looking up to some of the players walking in as we set up tonight. Woo, they're tall. I know one thing, though. I wouldn't take too many shots inside with either second unit tonight.
Now here's Stauffer. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Robinson. Davidson with the steal. Pushing it up. And he's going for the alley-oop. Wells with the steal. Over Fisher. Wells, no good. Now here's Jones. Guarded by Wells. Dish to Fisher. Junior. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Wolfpack ball. Substitution for the Dynasty, Michael Luan, Danny Cobb.
Well, you think about what sets MP apart on this Dynasty team. His athleticism you rarely see at the club level.
He's been stunning, Joe. When he's driven, he's physically capable of explosive feats. Speaking of, I'm setting my phone up right here because I think we've got a great angle for some viral content.
Now here's Jones. 25 points in the game. And he uses the glass on the layup. It's very easy to see why MP is so high on the scouts list with how he's scoring tonight. 1 second separates the shot clock and the game clock here. And Patrick Wells outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from Michael Stauffer.
This has been the core focus of Wells' game offensively. He's just so confident in his ability to hit from that range.
Right wing, outside Luan. Got it off in time. How's that for a buzzer beater?
Putting the thrill into it.
You love to see guys step up in this type of situation.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair so far. The Dynasty on top. They lead by 18. And plenty more to come right after this. The teams have had their break. The Wolfpack and Dynasty getting ready to kick things off here in the second half of play. And in club play this season, the Wolfpack enter tonight at 7-4, while the Dynasty are a perfect 11-0.
And I'd say we could throw out the record books, Joe. Whoosh! I threw mine right across the table. Sorry, Drake. Because of the history of these regional rivals is so complex. Both teams thrive on denying the other the chance to win in big games like this one.
Point out with a 30-point evening. And the Wolfpack with possession. A 17-point game. It's hauled in by the Dynasty. Jones with it. 32 points in the game. Puts up a three. Buries it from three-point range.
He scored most of the points out there by himself. His offense is a big part of the recipe for team success.
And the leader of this Wolfpack team, without a doubt, is Patrick Wells, a three-star recruit who has a chance to play at the next level.
Hey, he's not the biggest or most athletic player on the floor, but when he warms up, look out. The kid can straight up shoot the ball. If he can bulk up and add some strength, he could be a factor in college.
Now here's Jones. He has 35 now in this one. No luck on that one. Wells outside. Pass to James. Over Fisher. A rebound by Dave Zadirko. They're making this a runaway.
At this point, the only question is just how big the lead will eventually become.
The three. And the Dynasty another three.
He just keeps on going. He's got more points than anybody else out there.
And so here it's the Wolfpack. They're having trouble creating any kind of offense.
And you can really sense them tightening up a little bit at this point.
Well, the big name in the showcase has to be MP. He's a 5-star recruit and has a clear path to the NBA with his skill set and athleticism.
And you just knew Wells had the answer on the other side. He's great from beyond the arc.
Timeout called by the Dynasty. Both teams deciding to change it up.
Eric Dillard. Substitution for
They're enjoying a commanding lead.
And it gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest.
Jones, and the layup's good off the glass.
Simply feeling it tonight. Most everything falling in. And we're here in the gym of the Plainview Panthers. It's a familiar floor to some players in our game today because they go to high school here.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Having home court advantage is everything in a contentious game like this. A little extra bit of comfort might make a difference. You can't count anything out in such a heated affair.
Deshaun Carter from the outside. And it's the Dynasty with the ball. Pass to Jones. There's the triple. Fires in the triple.
Well, offensively, they've been nearly impossible to wrangle.
Yeah, they've had an answer for everything the defense has thrown their way.
You compare how this game has gone between MP and Wells, and so far it's been all MP.
MP has left no doubt that he's ready for the next level. He's a man amongst boys right now, and the NBA is going to be in his future. Terrific pass there, setting up his teammate well.
Outside Jones. Another three for the Dynasty.
And for Eric Dillard, he's a standout at the high school level in the area, but most scouts have him as a middling recruit.
He can just disappear from games too often. Dynasty call time here.
Substitution for the Wolfpack. Timeout on the court.
And so here it's the Wolfpack. Johnson, covered by Junior. Cordova outside. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
The moment he's free of his defender, he's headed to the hoop. That's a textbook use of the play.
Shoots the three. And the Dynasty another three.
He's having a terrific game from downtown, burying just about everything.
You can feel the confidence he has in his three-point shot at this point.
And on the bench for the Wolfpack, Coach Barry Bay. He's been with the program several years now and is trying to continue the success they've had this past decade.
Yeah, and standing directly in his path once again is the Dynasty. But with new leadership on the court from Patrick Wells, Coach is hopeful that the tide is about to turn for the Pack.
Basket, good.
Part of the reason they can extend this lead, they've shot it so well.
Just keep feeding them. Look to put this away in the fourth.
Kicks it to Johnson. Fresh with it. Over to the left wing. Carter with it. Madison picks him up. Outside, it's Andrews. Clock at 4. No good there with the triple.
And most days, that would be his shot. Not sure what the credit goes for the miss.
Certainly not to the defense. They're very fortunate that didn't go in, considering the room they gave them. It's been a parade of threes from them ever since halftime.
Yeah, we know what they were talking about during the break. They've been dialed in from deep.
And the foul will be on Jones.
Substitution for
That's his third foul so far. So both teams making some changes here.
Hawkins. Substitution
Here's
for the
Carter. Count it, that bucket is good.
Deshaun Carter. 2 minutes remaining in the game.
And here is Jones. From deep. The rebound by Deshaun Carter. The Wolfpack with the ball. Wells. Rejected by Eric Fisher.
Eric Fisher really helps out his team defensively. He's got the size, and so they kind of expect him to do it. But that doesn't mean it's not impressive when he does.
And here's Fresh. It's hauled in by Eric Fisher. Now here's Jones. Fires from deep. Nails it from 3.
What a competitor. He's been looking for a shot all game long. He shouldered almost the entire load for them offensively.
Dynasty foul. Fourth personal foul. At the line for the Wolfpack.
And the first one drops. So both teams changing it up here.
Substitution for the Dynasty.
That one is no good. And for Zach Timmerman of the Wolfpack, he moved here from Iowa not too long ago.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of him, and I know the Wolfpack would have liked to see more of him. Unfortunately, he's been plagued by back problems, which can't be fun. You wonder how long he'll be able to keep playing for.
Pass over to Robinson. Wells. It's hauled in by Jones. And down it goes for 2.
This run has really put them in the perfect position.
And with no signs of slowing, they aim to keep expanding that lead. Well, fortunately for him,
that will do it. Put it in the books. The Dynasty continue their amazing...
Thank everyone for coming out and supporting the athletic program. Please make sure you get home safely, and we'll see you next game.